Good morning everyone, my name is Christian from Two-Headed Wolf Gaming and welcome back to Path of Exile as we take this kind of free-form journey through the game where I'm trying to explain some mechanics, trying to get you to understand how this game functions while at the same time having a playthrough like we are trying the game for the first time. So we're not even pushing to get that um, good kind of build or character that has some thought put behind it, or a well researched type of character that can push towards the end game. What we're doing here is we're exploring the game, picking what we like, how we would do it if we had no knowledge, and I'm trying to add little bits of information here and there to help you improve your experience in Path of Exile to get to a level where you can decide for yourself if this is a game for you or not. But do it with the information in mind, with the knowledge, and not just with the fact that sometimes this game is overwhelming when you first play it, or it might look not appealing because it's quite dark and gritty. Let's continue where we last left off. We leveled up. First of all, we leveled up. So now I'm looking at what I could be going for next. The other bow skills are quite far away. So I'm going to delete this search for the bows and I'm going to look around for different nodes that we might want to go. These things are called nodes. So we're trying to find what would be something beneficial for us. We have bigger, let me show you this. These are bigger nodes. This is called Perfect Agony. Modifiers to critical strike multipliers also apply damage over time multiplier for ailments from critical strikes at 50% their value. But we get 30 less damage with hits. So, bleeding, ignited and poisoned get a chance to apply critical strikes multipliers. So you get a chance to apply critical strikes, but you deal less damage with hits. So if you're going to pick this node, this Perfect Agony, you want to make yourself a character that applies either poison, either bleeding or ignited, right? If you're going to focus on that, or you're thinking that your skills might be using that. There are many big nodes like this. Wind Dancer, they always give you gives a benefit while creating a penalty. Here we have 20 less damage taken if you haven't been hit recently, 40 less evasion rating if you haven't been hit recently, and 20% more evasion if you've been hit recently. So this makes it that it's more likely we are going to get hit, right? 40 less evasion rating if we haven't been hit, and we have 20 less damage taken if we haven't been hit. So we take less damage, but we do have less evasion, and we gain more evasion once we've been hit. This is pretty good. All in all, if you think about it, you're not going to take as much damage. The chances of being hit are actually higher before you're getting hit for the first time, but after that it's going to be 20% more. So this can be really good. Point blank, projectile attack hits deal up to 30 more damage to the targets at the start of their movement, dealing less damage to the target as the projectile travels further. So this will be good for targets when they're up close to us, but it's going to be less damaging to those that are further away. So you can go for these. There are many of these kinds of nodes that change everything that you are doing. Like there are skills that remove entirely your armor, the armor that you have on your armor sets, and put all those points into evasion, for example, which can be good, but it leaves you exposed for different types of attacks, right? You have a higher chance to evade the attacks, but when you're gonna get hit, you're going to feel it. So that's how these function. I was looking at the aspect of the links. We get 5% extra movement, some critical strike chance, some dexterity and intelligence, and also 20% increased attack damage, which is pretty good. Or to go with survivalist, have the 24% increased evasion rating, 8% to all elemental resistances, which is quite good, +1 to maximum cold resistance, and +3 chance to evade attack hits. So for the moment, I think I am going to go this way. Getting these elemental resistances can be quite good. I'm going to add a point. Let's see, which way do we want to go through? Increased damage with bows, increased critical strike chance and damage over time, or attack speed with bows and accuracy rating. I think that going with accuracy is probably better and attack speed for the moment, so I'm going to go this way. I'm going to keep this team of attack speed. If we take a look at the characters, there's one more thing I want you to check out. Defenses. Here we have armor, estimated physical damage reduction, evasion rating, estimated chance to evade attacks is 41% at this point, mana regeneration per second, and here we have the resistances. Resistances are capped at the limit of 75%. Early on, resistances could be quite useful. There are many bosses who are on different kinds of elements, so it's important for you to reach the limit of these resistances as quickly as possible. And it does get more and more difficult as we progress through the game. You will see what I mean when we get there. But that's it for this panel. So that's why I'm going here for elemental resistances. Finally, if we take a look at our inventory, we have a few items. Let's sell what we gained last time. Do we want to... Let's identify this bow as well, see if it's better. 1-5 fire damage and 6 cold damage. Doesn't really seem like it's a better bow, so we're going to sell all of these. Evasion rating on these gloves. Yeah, let's identify this. We gain an 11 dexterity, 10 increased evasion rating, and 7 increased stun and block recovery. I don't think we can do it from this panel. We will sell the others without identifying them. We don't have many scrolls that we could use. Let's sell the ring, let's sell the small flasks. And once again, we're getting some items that we could be using in the future. I didn't decide to sell that. I guess I missed it earlier. Let's put these gloves in that place and push the shrapnel ballista here. And then we'll sell the rest of the things we have on hand. Now I'm going to show you the stash, right? You start with the 6, I believe it's 6 at this point, 6 of these stashes, right? You can add any kind of item in here. The game is free to play, in a sense. Like, as I said, it's free trial. It's free to get it. It's not a pay to win. So you don't get any kind of benefits by buying cosmetics. As there is a shop here, you can get a bunch of cosmetics that are tied to the town portals, to your skills, your armor, to things like that. So it's cosmetics. However, there are some stashes here that you will probably buy if you get into the game. You'll probably buy many of these stashes because they are quality of life. Let me show you the main stash that you'll probably use, which is this one. This is a currency tab. Here you will be placing all of these, and if we just hold control and click on every one of these, we'll keep the scrolls to wisdom and town portal, but we will be placing everything else in this area. So by placing it, by having this stash tab, you are going to have an easier time of knowing where your different items are, and they can gather as many numbers as you can. When I think here we can make a 40 stack, for portal scrolls, and then we'll have another 40 stack and another 40 stack. And as you gain more item and you put them to the side, maybe for different types of characters or for future use because you don't have the right stats and everything else, you are going to gather more and more. So you'll want to have a stash here, probably we'll call it cash, right? So we can have easy access to them. So this is something that you will probably buy, and here are many others. We're not going to go through them now, but these are many other types of stashes that you will use in this game, and yeah, it's probably something that you're going to buy. This is like 200 premium. Let's see, how much is something like this? So it's for 200 points, if you're not going for a pack or things like this, for 200 points you'll be spending $20, okay? So if it's not, if the prices are not reduced, and right now they're not. Look, a league stash tab, so there are different kind of offers you will find. But for the normal stash you'll be spending, let's say, about 20 currency. $20 worth of currency, and maybe even more. I would say that early on you don't need to. Do not buy it until you try the game out and you find yourself liking what the game has to offer to you. Do not buy anything else. Once you realize that you are enjoying the game and that you're probably going to come back to it every once in a while and you're gonna play it out, then you'll probably want to get some quality of life items. So this game starts to cost you 0, but at some point it might cost you a lot more. I'm giving you this, I'm not sure if it's a warning, but I'm giving you this advice that you'll test the game out, see if you like it, then you'll probably buy stashes. Don't consider the game just free and that's it. I consider the game free without pay-to-win mechanics, but with useful items that you'll probably spend money on. Which, as far as a business model for game, it's great. I mean, I consider, like, here we have the work of people who do this for a job, who want the game to be successful so that they have money and good salaries and everything else. So I consider that every business should have this idea in mind of how to make money. Okay? Let's continue. I'm just gonna talk to her.
Clink of markers in your pockets.
And she tells us to go, and as I said, we're not gonna try this mechanic just yet. We're gonna wait a little bit longer until we put it into practice, until we try it out. So what I'm going to do here is I can go and put one of these contracts here, but there's only one space for an item, so I'm going to move it here. And we are going to also throw in these rogue markers. Let's see, where were we at? We were going to the north, to the prisoner's gate. So let's teleport here. This smaller dot shows us that in here there is one of these portals, waypoints. But we haven't discovered it yet, so that's why it isn't lighted up, and we can't travel to it. Let's see, is it... No, these are the mud flats, and we need to go to the ledge. The maps are auto-generated, so in a sense you'll never play the same maps again. If you wait, I think it's every 7 minutes, the maps get resetted and monsters respawn and all that. And as you can see, our map is unexplored once more. This does increase, as far as I'm concerned, this does increase the replayability of this game. So we have another boss here that we can take care of. New items. We're gonna take some of these. At this point, I think I'm just gonna start collecting necessary items. As I said, you're going to get many items throughout the game, and you don't need all of them. You don't even need to come back home that much. First time I've played it, maybe this is another one of those things that really pushed me away from the game. Coming from games like Diablo, where you would constantly go back home with all the items to sell them, to get the money, to um, get all those monies that you would use to buy better weapons and better armors and all that. This game is not like that. It tries to create a quicker experience than what we're used to. Now we picked a totem that electrifies enemies around.
As the prey grows more fierce, so must the huntress.
We gain here another point, that's great. As far as effects go, like
I give you to the earth.
fire damage provides ignite, and burning, which damages enemies over time. On cold attacks, you do get the ability to freeze enemies in place, right, or slow them down. And electric attacks, they have jolt, I think, or something it's called, the effect. And what it does is that when enemies are jolted, they take extra damage from attacks, so it's like a debuff. Let's see, is this the ledge? That's what I want, right? Yes. Let's go to the ledge. And now we're gonna take care of more enemies. I do like this build, I have to say. That so far we're feeling pretty strong, and I like that. I hope that we can keep this advantage for a long time. But we'll have to see, because this is still the beginning of the game, so there's still plenty of enemies to fight. And our boss, the bosses that we've encountered are really tough. At the end of the day, we are just a ranger, so melee damage, any kind of attack that hits us and goes past our evasion rating is not going to be too great for us. Let's see, is the archer seems quicker. Yeah, Mirage, no, I guess the only thing that improved there is the amount of damage is from 40% less to 39% less, so it just increased its attack. A coral amulet, 4 life per second, that's good.
My mana is gone.
Ooh, a golden short bow, a rare short bow here. Let's shoot those enemies before they come near us. And now 8 to 20, 1-4 to 1-6 on cold, and I think that's lightning damage. Yes. And 5 life gain on hit. So we are taking a look at our damage. We're already at 100, and now we are at 117. So that is great. We gained here some armor scrap. Armor scrap, I'm gonna show you now. You can use this on an armor, we'll get plenty of these, and we get extra quality, which improves the evasion or armor or energy. It just improves the weapon or the armor that you use it on. You can see that we gain 5 quality for just using 1 point of armor. When the item is of normal quality, you gain 5% per item. When it goes to magic, or I think on magic you gain like 2% per item used, and on the rare ones, the yellow ones, you get only 1%. So you need multiple items in order to improve better ones. silver coins. We're going to be using this in a quest, in sort of a question. We'll see. Okay, another boss there with electric attacks. Pretty cool. Another 2-point quiver. Let's take that as well. I would like an orb of transmutation to pick up. Superior small mana flask, we have mediums, so we don't need better. I keep forgetting that I have this dash on hand. Though the dash does use mana, so you have to be careful of how much you upgrade it. Okay, we leveled up once more. Let's go further in. Projectile damage plus 10%. Where are we now? Well, somewhere on this map. Seems like we have to go this way. We could use dash for that. Like just going from down the hill to up the hill. Another golden short bow, so I'll be picking this up as well. We have a rustic sash, increased global physical damage. We don't have a sash yet, so let's put that in. And let's identify the bow. 8 to 21 seems like a better bow all in all. Let's see. Yep, our damage has been increased. So we're going to go with that. Whatever makes our damage better is good for us. Fleet arrow, burning arrow, pierce support. Let's upgrade it. We found a waypoint. More chests here. Scroll of wisdom. Chain boots. I think we have to go this way.
I'm not up to that just yet.
There's a standard there. Let's see, are there any special enemies here? I would like to get some extra experience if we can. Goat's horn. Portal scroll here.
My mana is gone.
Yeah, there is a bit of a special enemy. Let's see, rotten round shield, a longbow.
That would only slow me down.
Okay, we don't have space for it. Maybe we can make some space. Yeah, at this point, I am thinking about throwing some stuff away just to get better. Let's see, 7 to 30, that is better than this one. At least on maximum damage. 193 life gained on kill. I'm not sure. No, as you can see, because we're getting the elemental damage for fire and lightning, we get more damage by using this bow than by using this one. It does have a higher maximum damage, but the chances of that happening, well, it's pretty random, right, per hit. So we're not going to focus more than that. As I said, we don't have many portal scrolls, so I'm not gonna use all of them. Just to get home and... Ooh. We have a enemy here, the fawn, that we have to defeat. Some meats, wrapped meats, primitive staff, chest plate. Yeah, a few other things, but we don't need. And here is Navali.
Thank you for freeing me. The Mother of Death likes to play this.
What she does...
Thank you for freeing
actually, we'll meet her in the town and I'll show you then. But what we do is we use these silver coins to give it to her. And she will provide us with sort of prophecy, sort of somehow side quests. But they can differ in a way, because maybe what she says is that on a certain map we will be encountering some undead units, some tough undead units. And so there will be a map generated somewhere where we are fighting these tough units. I think we have to go through there since we met her there. I would imagine that that's what's going to happen. So you meet these tougher units, or it might say that whenever you use, like we use that armor point there, when you use that armor point, instead of 5 quality or the next quality, you gain the maximum amount of quality in that particular change. So it's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting way to do this. Sometimes the quests are really good. They give you unique items or things like that.
There's no justice in a place like this.
But other
Only
times
misery.
they're really silly, and yeah, well, you play for the, you don't have to do too much. You just get the quest and that's fine. Let's go here first.
There's a fine line.
Let's sell all of these because I don't want it. Here we gain an Orb of Augmentation. Augments a magic item with a new random modifier, so we'll do that. But
Is it choice that carries you?
one thing we could do here is, I think we can upgrade a normal item to a magic item. So we can take the Superior Shabby Jerkin, and oh, this item is equipped, and we can add the magic. We made the Shabby Jerkin of the Mongoose, it gave us 9 dexterity, and we can augment it with a new random modifier, which just provided us with 8 extra life. So we can put this on, and there we have it. We have more life and more dexterity. You shouldn't generally use all these items like wild, but they're good to try out. There we have it. We spent that one coin on her, and now we got, you will encounter and slay golden elementals deep in the cavern of anger. So whenever we're in the cavern of anger, we'll probably will be able to look for these enemies. That seal cost, you can see that we have a maximum amount of prophecies that we can have at the same time. So if there's one that you don't want to keep, or maybe if you are going to trade it, you can go for seal, and it takes it out of your menu. By the way, we started playing solo self-found, right? The league that where we can't trade and we play on our own, even though we have people coming around these hub areas. But at any point you can leave the solo self-found league and move into one where you can trade and talk to people and work with them. So don't worry about making a character solo self-found. You can always move back out.
Farewell.
Let's see. We have now, for completing the quest, we can go for lesser multiple project support. This means that supported skills deal 15 less damage, but supported skills fire 2 additional projectiles. So we can lose some damage now. We are getting to the point where we get some supportive skills that we lose damage, but we fire 2 more projectiles. So we can go from 7 here. If we're going to add the volley support, well, see, to the split arrow, means that fire 5 additional arrows with another 2 from here means 7. With another 2 from here, if we link them up, means 9. So you can make an archer that fires in a huge arc, but at less damage at this point. You can't add multiple skills of the same kind and get an increased effect either. Added cold damage support. Now supported skills have 5 to 7 added cold damage. Melee splash support. Supported skill deals splash damage to surrounding targets. This is for melee. Void Manipulation, supported skill deals 21% more chaos damage. Supported skills deal 25 reduced elemental damage. So if we're going to go with poison and chaos damage, then that's something that you might want to use. Arrow Nova support. Supported skills deal 39% less projectile damage. Supported skills fire a payload arrow into the air. And this is an attack. Yeah, projectiles from the supported skill fire from the payload arrow lands. Okay, so they fire in a circle. Fire 4 additional projectiles can only be used. So an arrow Nova. I guess with this, what you'll do is you won't fire directly at them anymore. You'll fire into the air. We're going to try this out. I will take. I do like the cold damage, but I'm not sure I'm going to add it to any of our attacks just yet. Lesser multiple projectiles could be useful as well. Okay, well, let's try a few things out, because we can now buy it as we've unlocked it. Let's go for Arrow Nova. I want to check that out as well. And there's multiple traps, added cold damage. We can go for added fire damage, but you can see that we need the strength for it. Additional accuracy, that could be good too. Chance to flee. Supported skills have a 25% chance to cause monsters to flee. That's good. Blind. Supported skills have a 10% chance to blind enemies. That is good too. We can use this. Let's see. We can use this to our ballista to maybe give a chance to blind our enemies. Blast Mine, I'm not sure about the rest of them. At this point, I think what I want to do is I will take a blind support. And I think that's about it for now. So let's try it out. Let's go back out. We're going to the prison. Or maybe instead of the prison, let's go to the climb, because there's a lot of light here. Because I want to check this out. So one of the things we said is that we could take the volley support and the lesser... how is it called? The lesser multiple projectile support. So we have these, like 7 arrows that go out. And we can add even more, like that. Like, look at the area. So that's something that we could do. If we were to go, let's go with the volley. With this, Arrow Nova. Yeah, so we can shoot up. It shoots up, and when it hits the ground, it spreads out. Does this work with the rest? I think it does. So we could go like this. And they fire multiple arrows. Or we could go, let's see, do we have... Oh, we didn't pick. I wanted to also pick like the ice arrow, and we could shoot that around. For now, I am going to stay with the Pierce. I am going to stay with the Mirage Archer. Burning Arrow. I might be placing it around a bit. A blind support to the ballista. Where is it here? Shrapnel ballista. Because now when we have a ballista around, they have a chance, 10% chance to blind enemies on hit, which means less chance for them to shoot at us, and this might be important, I believe, for fighting bosses, right? So now we have some burning arrows on us, Arrow Nova support I'm not gonna use, I just wanted to show off. Volley support. I like this for the fire arrows, I'll give it that. And what else? Lesser multiple projectile support. So if you add these two together, you can see that we get 11 less projectile damage there, and with another 15 less. At this point we're doing 25% less damage, although we fire at a larger, in a larger cone. But anyway, let's continue. So this is where we're at. This is our skill setup for the moment. And we're going to continue to explore the map. We're getting level ups on our skills pretty quickly on these skills because our level is pretty good. We're killing them quickly, and this area provides us with much more experience than it's required to level up these basic skills. So there you have it, another boss. Let's bring that around. Well, it didn't really do anything to him. But there we have it. I'm looking at the time and I see that our time is already up. We're at the 35-minute mark. We're talking a lot, but I do hope you're enjoying it and you're getting some of the information that I'm trying to put out there. For the moment, I thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode as we are continuing this journey. Have a wonderful day, everyone.